Hello everybody, and welcome back. I am Nosgard Silverclaw, and today we're going to have a special episode because we're going to be fighting not one, but two boss fights. But before we get to that, I'm going to show you a nifty trick. This is what I like to call arrow misdirection. Now, if you know or you're just unsure about enemies up ahead, you can drop in the sneak and use an arrow as I've just done to actually check for enemies. You see how he came? Enemies do aggro by sound of impact of arrow shots. They don't actually know where I am, but they want to see where all this noise is coming from. So a few simple arrows, and just like that, one more to get the other guy, voila, room cleared. That easy. No fuss, no danger, no wasted health potions. Of course, not all Draugrs are susceptible to that trick. This one here aggroes by radius, so he doesn't come out. Well, he won't come out until he's damn well good and ready. You have to be within a certain range of him for him to spawn no matter what you do. Also, something else I wanted to show you there, in case somebody doesn't know, you actually can activate those hanging oil traps with spells. As I cut the rope with fire, I guess burn the rope might be a better way to put it, but you know what I mean. Interesting enough, though, you can't jump into them. I did that to demonstrate. You can just plow right into the thing. It won't even twitch. They don't have actual physics. They just got to be hit with an attack to fall. Here, I'm just showing off the walls here. Now, the walls here, I know you probably don't have a great view of them currently, but they've got a story to them that I'll tell you about later. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you how golden claws work, or all claws. The game has quite a few, actually. You just look at it. This is not what I'd call a puzzle. This is very simple. I think they just wanted an excuse to let you to shift items in your inventory. You match up the three symbols, and you put the claw in. It's simple. This first one, you just push each ring twice and then activate the middle. It's scripted that it's always going to be in that position where you have to do each ring twice. So, I mean, you could figure it out with trial or error if you really wanted to, but just look at the claw. Now, coming up ahead here, we're going to have a boss fight. The first of two in this video. And this one's a little tricky. But first, I'm going to take a moment to tell you that I really thought this room was done excellently. The cinematography, the way the bats are flying around, the waterfalls, everything about this room is just really nice looking. For me, anyway. Remember those two scroll of fireballs I got earlier that always appear? I went ahead and equipped that for this boss fight. And I picked up a water power. We'll learn more about that later. This first shot I miss on purpose to show you something. The hitboxes on these enemies are actually pretty accurate. Some of the most accurate I've seen in games. That fireball was maybe half a millimeter away and it still didn't connect because it didn't actually touch it. It's alright, you don't really need it. It's not that important. Now, this particular Draugr, the Draugr Overlord, I believe it was called. I'll see his name again in a moment, if I'm saying that wrong. He's kind of a tough one. I'm just taking a point archery for, not for this fight, for later encounters. Yeah, Draugr Overlord. He always comes with a level-tiered weapon, enchanted. Right now he's got a one-handed axe, and it's enchanted with frost, but he will always have an enchanted weapon. It will be an ancient Nord weapon, but it won't always be that particular model. It could be a great sword, it could be a great axe. I've seen him with quite a few variations. You see there, he was actually using shouts on us. He was using a level 1, the first word of Fusto Ra to try and stun us, but because you can counter-stun him, didn't do him any good. Here we got the boss chest for a dungeon. Chests that look like this are called boss chests. They contain better loot and more loot than other chests in the dungeon. It is randomized and based on your level. I got a pretty good haul actually, but most of it I'm not interested in, so I just left it behind. There's another chest hidden up here in the corner. I'm going to go ahead and grab it just because I know it's here. With that said, a small disclaimer. Skyrim has a lot of chests in it, in every dungeon. I am probably going to miss some. If you see one I miss, feel free to tell me, and I'll see about going back and showing it off for everyone in the video after the one that I missed it in. But don't rage at me if I miss a chest here or there's a scroll of fireball under a table somewhere. I'm gonna miss some of them. Sorry guys, there's just too much shit in this game. I can't find everything, no matter how hard I try. Anyway, the way out, as you can see, is right around the corner. And you get a shortcut. You don't have to run all the way back to the beginning. That's one thing they fixed since Oblivion. And I'm very glad they fixed it. That was the most annoying part of Elder Scrolls 4. So, real quick while we're just heading back to Whiterun, that wall that I showed you earlier, I had other stuff to talk about till now, that wall is actually telling a kind of interesting story. They don't go into great detail within the game. Yeah, don't mind that, I just misclicked, not important. But anyway, the wall, they don't go into great detail about it, but it's actually telling some of the history of the Nords. The pictures you saw, Dick, were showing actual worship of dragons by Nords from many, many ages past. The picture at the end with the man, well, more like a ghoul-looking thing in the robe, that's actually a dragon priest. That is a mortal who the dragons were so pleased by his service and loyalty that they made him an officer in their little slave/servant owning thing. This later leads on to a rebellion where all the dragons are killed, hence you can see a dragon above
You see? The terminology
above
is
Whiterun.
clearly First Era or even earlier. I'm convinced this is a copy of a much older text. Perhaps dating to just after the Dragon War. If so, I could use this to cross-reference the names with other later texts.
Good. I'm glad you're making progress. My employers are anxious to have some tangible answers.
Oh, have no fear. The Jarl himself has finally taken an interest, so I'm now able to devote most of my time to this research.
Time is running, Farngard, don't forget. This isn't some theoretical question. Dragons have come back.
Yes, don't worry. Although the chance to see a living dragon up close would be tremendously valuable. Now, let me show you something else I found. Very intriguing. I think your employers may be interested as well. Bah, yes, the Jarl's protege. Back from Bleak Falls Barrow. You didn't die, it seems. Ah, the Dragon Stone of Bleak Falls Barrow. Seems you are a cut above the usual brutes the Jarl sends my way. That is where your job ends and mine begins. The work of the mind, sadly undervalued in Skyrim. My associate here will be pleased to see your handiwork. She discovered its location by means she has so far declined to share with me. So your information was correct after all. And we have our friend here to thank for recovering it for us.
You went into Bleak Falls Barrow and got that? Nice work. Just send me a copy when you've deciphered it.
Farengar, you need to come at once. A dragon's been sighted nearby. You should come too.
A dragon? How exciting. Where was it seen? What was it doing?
I'd take this a bit more seriously if I were you. If a dragon decides to attack Whiterun, I don't know if we can stop it. Let's go.
So, Irileth tells me you came from the Western Watchtower?
Yes, my lord.
Tell him what you told me about the dragon.
Oh, that's right. We saw it coming from the south. It was fast. Faster than anything I've ever seen.
What did it do? Is it attacking the Watchtower?
No, my lord. It was just circling overhead when I left. I never ran so fast in my life. I thought it would come after me, for sure.
Good work, son. We'll take it from here. Head down to the barracks for some food and rest. You've earned it. Irileth, you'd better gather some guardsmen and get down there.
I've already ordered my men to muster near the main gate.
Good. Don't fail me. There's no time to stand on ceremony, my friend. I need your help again. I want you to go with Irileth and help her fight this dragon. You survived Helgen, so you have more experience with dragons than anyone else here. But I haven't forgotten the service you did for me in retrieving the Dragon Stone for Farengar. As a token of my esteem, I have instructed Avenici that you are now permitted to purchase property in the city. And please, accept this gift from my personal armory.
You should come along. I would very much like to see this dragon.
No, I can't afford to risk both of you. I need you here working on ways to defend the city against these dragons.
As you command.
One last thing, Irileth. This isn't a death or glory mission. I need to know what we're dealing with.
Don't worry, my lord. I'm the very soul of caution.
Alright, what I was saying before, I ran that a little longer than I should have. On the throne, right behind my character right now, there's a giant dragon head skull. That's because there was a war a long time ago, and the dragon slaves, being the humans, actually revolted against them. And we'll learn more about that later.
Good luck. I hope you get there in time.
Be glad you're here in the city, not out in Riverwood. Those bastards don't even have a wall.
Now, I find this interesting, actually. What's coming up next is going to be a little speech from the Sadas here. That's a dark elf ward for respectfully addressing another dark elf. Don't mind me, I'm kind of a nerd. But yeah, Irileth is going to be giving a speech to a men. Apparently I can't stand strong annoyed women either. But Irileth's going to be giving a speech to a men. She just got done telling the Jarl how, you know, she's the very soul of caution. This isn't a death or glory mission. Well, listen to this speech. If you haven't heard it before, I think you're going to get a kick out of it. Any second now.
Did you know there are some fruits that actually grow better in the cold weather?
Now we're in for it.
You heard right. I said a dragon. I don't much care where it came from or who sent it. What I do know is that it's made the mistake of attacking Whiterun.
With Houseguard, how could we fight a dragon?
That's a fair question. None of us have ever seen a dragon before, or expected to face one in battle. But we are honor-bound to fight it, even if we fail. This dragon is threatening our homes, our families. Could you call yourselves Nords if you ran from this monster? Are you going to let me face this thing alone?
We're so dead.
But it's more than our honor at stake here. Think of it. The first dragon
Another quiet
in
day.
Skyrim since the last age. The glory of killing it is ours, if you're with me. Now what do you say? Shall we go kill us a dragon?
Yeah!
Damn right.
Yeah!
Let's move out.
Kill a dragon! This is what it's all about, people. This is the highlight of Skyrim.
Respect the law and you disrespect.
Okay, not that guy. That guy is not the highlight of Skyrim. But this is what it's all about. Killing dragons, taking names, kicking ass. This is where the game starts to take off. Oh, I was looking forward to this. And this will be the second boss fight of the video, by the way. Oh, don't pretend that's a spoiler. Every one of you knows, even if you haven't played this game, that we were going to go fight that dragon as soon as they said we were going down to see where it attacked. That's kind of predictable, even on a first playthrough. Either way, though, yeah, I do find it kind of funny how she's acting all, you know, humble and cautious around her boss, the Jarl. She is his housecarl. She's his bodyguard and primary protector. Yet as soon as he's out of sight, she, like, rallies some troops together, and she is ready to go get everyone killed just for the chance to be the first one to say she killed the dragon in the last, approximately 1,000 years, I believe? Yeah, it'll be about 1,000 years ago. That's the watchtower where we're going to be heading very soon. You can already see some smoke rising in the distance, little bits of fire. So yeah, it definitely hit the tower while we were on our way here. I just take a little shortcut here because this video is going to be about 30 minutes already. I admit I'm trying to cut a little bit of time off it so I can keep it under 30. So right about any second now, I'm gonna, wait 1 hour just to get them here.
No signs of any dragon right now, but it sure looks like he's been here. I know it looks bad, but we've got to figure out what happened, and if that dragon is still skulking around somewhere. Spread out and look for survivors. We need to know what we're dealing with.
Oh, and in case I didn't mention it before, last video I asked you guys to tell me what weapon do you want to see. Now, at the time of this recording, there had been a unanimous vote that they want me to continue fighting with a sword. So, that's why I have a sword out now. And until I get some other votes saying something else, I'm going to assume that sword is how we're going to finish this. Now right here, dragons are tough. Don't take them lightly on this difficulty, or I would say any difficulty. Dragons are not pushovers. That's why I'm switching to the stronger arrows I have to try and kill it a little bit quicker. Now, in a one-on-one fight, right now, with my skill and my HP, this dragon is going to mop the floor with me. That's why I'm taking Irla's advice. You might not have caught it, but she said the words, "Everyone run for cover, make every arrow count." The most covered position you can fight from is the tower itself. While it's down there trying to pick a fight with everybody else, I'm up here trying to plink it with arrows. However, there are some ridiculous detection issues with the bow. Sometimes the arrows will clip on that little tiny ledge there. That's why I have to hop on the edge. Don't fall off, it'll kill you. There's too far of a fall to survive. The dragon does talk occasionally during the fight in a mixture of English and Dova, the language of dragons. A rough translation of what he just said. I don't speak Dovahkiin fluently, but I do speak it some. And he essentially said that he is going to be rewarded for the damage he's doing to us. Okay, right here. You see how the dragon just reared up and looked at me like that? Get inside. When he's looking at you, he's going to attack you. But he can't breathe fire through wall. Just run for cover. I don't even recommend putting an arrow in him like I did right there. That was me being greedy. Just get inside as quick as you can. Heal up. Yeah, Balakor Karan, he basically said, child of man. I don't know the exact wording, but essentially he was addressing us as an inferior species, but saying we're still brave to attack him. And I do love the cinematography of these fights. I mean, you can see the thing... I mean, oh, cooking me again, gotta get inside. I mean, look how quickly my health is at half HP. If I just stood there and tried to tank the whole thing, I would be dead in 15... not even 15, maybe 8-9 seconds, I would be dead from how quickly he cooks you. That's why I'm fighting him from the tower, I'm taking cover, and I'm trying to pick him off with my arrows as best I can. He's still talking, basically he's just talking a lot of smack at us right now. Alright, the dragon's now at about half HP. Around this time... oh, out of arrows, right, gotta switch to my steel arrows. Around this time, in the dragon's HP bar, about half, a little under, it actually it'll lose its ability to fly. It becomes too injured, so now it's fighting only on the ground. When you reach this point, you can just lay into him. As you see here, I'm putting arrow after arrow into it, and there down it goes. Did you catch what it said there? If not, you'll know what it was panicking about in about a couple seconds, maybe a minute tops. So let's enjoy this. I'll be quiet for this part. It's very cinematic.
What's happening?
Everybody, get back!
Word of power learned. Force, unrelenting force. Beautiful. I'll talk more about that in a minute. They got some dialogue coming up. I'm going to let you guys enjoy it.
I can't believe it. You're Dragonborn. In the very oldest tales, back from when there were still dragons in Skyrim, the Dragonborn would slay dragons and steal their power. That's what you did, isn't it? Absorb the dragon's power. There's only one way to find out. Try to shout. That would prove it. According to the old legends, only the Dragonborn can shout without training, the way the dragons do.
Dragonborn? What are you talking about?
That's right. My grandfather used to tell stories about the Dragonborn. Those born with the dragon blood in them, like old Tiber Septim himself.
I've never heard of Tiber Septim killing any dragons.
There weren't any dragons then, idiot. They're just coming back now for the first time in forever. But the old tales tell of the Dragonborn who could kill dragons and steal their power. You must be one.
What do you say, Irleth? You're being awfully quiet. Come on, Irleth. Tell us, do you believe in this Dragonborn business?
Some of you would be better off keeping quiet than flapping your gums on matters you don't know anything about. Here's a dead dragon, and that's something I definitely understand. Now we know we can kill them. But I don't need some mythical dragonborn. Someone who can put down a dragon is more than enough for me.
You wouldn't understand, Housecar. You ain't a North.
I've been all across Tamriel. I've seen plenty of things just as outlandish as this. I'd advise you all to trust in the strength of your sword arm over tales and legends.
If you really are Dragonborn, like out of the old tales, you ought to be able to shout. Can you? Have you tried?
And real quick, like, this is how you equip a shout. Well, I'm using a mod. It'll be a little different if you're not using the Sky UI on your interface, but equip it, hit Z.
That's a shout. Like the greybeards on the mountain really are Dragonborn then.
That's a shout. Now, Fus, the first word of Fus Dolra, that would be the full shout, the 3 parts to each one. Fus is a pretty good shout, actually. It's great for a melee build because you can use it to stun people. If you're out of stamina and you need, or in my case I'm not using a shield so I cannot shield bash to interrupt people. Fus is a great emergency interrupt if somebody's about to hit you with a powerful spell or a heavy hit. Just throw a Fus at them. Take care of it. Very useful. You'll be seeing a lot of that used later on. In fact, earlier I looted a corpse. One of the burned corpses had a amulet of Talos on it.
Look,
1 second.
you've been told you're not allowed here. Turn around and go back the way you came.
We're causing no trouble. All we ask is to...
You're lucky I don't toss you in jail. Now get lost.
We will be back. This is not over. You there. We're looking for someone in Whiterun. We will pay good money for information. A woman, a foreigner in these lands. Redguard, like us. She is likely not using her true name. We will pay for any information regarding her location. We are not welcome here in Whiterun, so we will be in Rorikstead if you learn anything.
That quest, in my time of need,
She cannot hide
it
from
is
us.
not in any way related to the main quest line. I will not be showing it within the main quest line video, but since it is scripted that you get the quest at this point, I could have just tried to rush past him to avoid the dialogue, but I figured, doesn't take that long. If people want to see that quest, let me know. I don't mind doing it in a different playlist. Maybe I'll do a miscellaneous quest playlist eventually, but I won't be taking care of that.
So I can learn the merchant's trade.
I won't be taking care of that within this quest line. Anyway, everyone, there's going to be a lot of talking coming up, and then I'm going to end the video. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye now, and let you guys enjoy the dialogue. So, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about how I handle things so far, let me know. This is Nosgard Silverclaw, signing out.
Good. You're finally here. The Jarl's been waiting for you.
Have a good one, everyone.
You heard the summons. What else could it mean?
The Greybeards.
We were just talking about you. My brother needs a word with you.
So what happened at the watchtower? Was the dragon there? I knew I could count on Irileth, but there must be more to it than that. Dragonborn? What do you know about the Dragonborn? Not just the men. The Greybeards seem to think the same thing. The
Didn't you hear the
Dragonborn
thundering
is said
sound
to
as
be
you returned to
uniquely gifted
Whiterun?
in the voice.
That was the voice of the
Will
Greybeards,
focus your
summoning you
vital
to High
essence into a
Hrothgar.
doom.
This hasn't happened in centuries,
The
at least.
Greybeards are
Not since
masters of the way of the
himself was
voice.
summoned when he was still
If you
Talos
really
of
are
Arborn.
Dragonborn,
Runga,
they
calm
can
yourself.
teach you how to use
What does
your
any of
gift.
this Nord nonsense have to do with our friend here? Capable as he may be, I don't see any signs of him being this, what, Dragonborn.
Nord nonsense. Why, you puffed up ignorant. These are our sacred traditions that go back to the founding of the First Empire.
Hrongar, don't be so hard on Avenici.
I meant no disrespect, of course. It's just that, what do these Greybeards want with him?
That's the Greybeard's business, not ours. Whatever happened when you killed that dragon, it revealed something in you, and the Greybeards heard it. If they think you're Dragonborn, who are we to argue? You'd better get up to High Hrothgar immediately. There's no refusing the summons of the Greybeards. It's a tremendous honor. I envy you, you know, to climb the 7,000 steps again. I made the pilgrimage once. Did you know that? High Hrothgar is a very peaceful place. Very disconnected from the troubles of this world. I wonder that the Greybeards even notice what's going on down here. They haven't seemed to care before. No matter. Go to High Hrothgar. Learn what the Greybeards can teach you. You've done a great service for me and my city, Dragonborn. By my right as Jarl, I name you Thane of Whiterun. It's the greatest honor that's within my power to grant. I assign you Lydia as a personal housecarl, and this weapon from my armory to serve as your badge of office. I'll also notify my guards of your new title. Wouldn't want them to think you're part of the common rabble, now would we? We are honored to have you as Thane of our city, Dragonborn. Back to business, Proventus. We still have a city to defend.
Yes, my lord.
I don't know why they talk over each other like that. It's kind of annoying, but sorry about that.